Apparently, the Premier wasn't invited to hang out with Harper and Poilievre in Nisku last night. These devastating tariffs are a big win. She's still hanging out with Ben Shapiro.
Any of the work that they did, they can't even pick up a phone call to make a call to advocate on behalf of Canada.
The Premier took a victory lap on Trump's tariffs, while Albertans' retirement funds and pensions have taken a plummeting. But the Premier said tariffs are a, quote, big win. That got quite a lot of reaction. Former Harper Cabinet Minister James Moore tweeted, quote, "This is not a good day for Canada or the world," end quote. He said, when Alberta is economically attacked, it is bad for Canada. And he said, quote, "This is not a big win." All sounds like common sense to me, Mr. Speaker. Who besides the Premier agrees that these devastating tariffs are a big win?
The Honourable the Premier.
Mr. Speaker, we know that tariffs are bad policy, whether it's tariffs on Canadian goods going into the United States or countervailing tariffs on American goods coming into Canada. We know that all kinds of businesses and individuals are facing higher costs as a result of that, and we would like this trade war to be over as soon as possible, which is why we're pleased to see that it looks like after the election we will see an early renegotiation of the Canada-US Free Trade Agreement so that we do not have to live under this uncertainty until 2026. And I'm very hopeful we'll go back to having a tariff-free relationship with the United States.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
To be very clear, I'm quoting directly from the Premier, who called these tariffs, quote, "a big win," end quote. The former Premier of this province, Jason Kenney, said the Trump tariffs are, quote, "nothing to celebrate." He said, quote, "entire Canadian industries still look to be clobbered by arbitrary U.S. tariffs," end quote. Alberta companies saw stocks plummet. WTI is now below $60. Wow. Pensioners are seeing their retirement funds erode. And the Premier, she's still hanging out with Ben Shapiro on the taxpayer dime and calling it a big win for Albertans. Why is the Premier so out of touch?
The Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The best way for us to be able to get tariffs reversed is to talk to those who have influence on the American presidency. Ben Shapiro is one of those individuals who do, and if you've watched, ever since I had a chance to sit down with him, he has been doing public videos and commentary saying how opposed he is to tariffs and bringing others on side. The Senate in the United States.
Order. The Honourable the Premier has the call.
The Senate in the United States also voted with Canada, saying that those tariffs were unfair. There were 4 Republican senators who broke ranks. I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, it wasn't because of any of the work that they did. They can't even pick up a phone call to make a call to advocate on behalf of Canada.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The Premier is completely out of touch, and we see that even within her own party. Her own boss didn't want her around. Apparently, the Premier wasn't invited to hang out with Harper and Poilievre in Nisku last night. Maybe that's because National Post columnist John Ivison called on Pierre Poilievre to denounce the Premier for her remarks. He said, quote, "These tariffs are going to grind international trade to a standstill. Nowhere is an island in the chaos, certainly not landlocked Alberta," end quote. Why is the Premier so out of touch with the anxiety facing Albertans because of Trump's tariffs that she called the tariffs a, quote, big win?
The Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There are 4 areas where we have tariffs that we still have to do more work on. Auto tariffs, steel tariffs, aluminum tariffs, and timber tariffs. But the vast majority of Alberta products are tariff-free. We have to do the work to make sure that all of our products are tariff-free. Yes, of course, it is causing turmoil in the world markets. And yes, of course, the best pathway, as it has been proven, is diplomacy. It's calling people, it's pressing our case, it's demonstrating that we are stronger together in a partnership with the United States to make North America a strong free trade area.